Hello. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late today.
Hello, no problem.
I busy on Discord trying to do damage control, so yeah, Jay did do some recording of the Eric Evan game. Or Eric Allen. Oh, okay, it's already on stream. Cool. Wait, are you live on? Oh, you are. Okay. It just wasn't showing up in the Go. Got it. Oh, let me yeah, I can remote in real quick and figure that out. Yeah, 100%. Normally when that happens, we just have to click refresh on the room cam link. So yeah. Yep, that should be all set. And then we are not broadcasting the rotating boards. Right, we put it under board 1, yeah? Okay. Let's just get rid of these. There we go. It's just a little nicer than on a black background. Fair. Let's see. So we need to figure out the daily recap. Let's see. And we're gonna need to commentator camera. I let me just add a yeah. Paste.
Yeah, I think we can just comment the one game,
Yeah.
and
I was gonna get camera set up real quick, so
yeah.
and you guys can do that piece. I'll just be in the background here.
Okay, so I'll uh yeah, it's from Tangjae, who has the review. I don't know if when I like 4K it will update. I don't think so, right? Um, it's not or how do I? Of course, I can analyze and like put stones on where I am and share that screen with you. Um,
If you want to, you can actually download the game and then re-upload it to OGS and review that upload. And then it'll
okay,
be just like a regular
put
OGS
this,
review.
and I'll just put this ones in every time.
That won't necessarily keep us up to date, but
Yeah, well, that's okay.
I
I
don't know if
can take a break once we get to this point in the game, right? And then
and then
and
re-download it or
then
something. Yeah.
re-download it. Yeah. Okay. So here's a link.
I pop out? They moved the chat pop out. Oh no. Let's pause that. Okay. And let's move this down there. And somewhere in here are commentator names. There they are. Do you want Telegraph Go?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll call myself a 1Q today. And 6 down, right?
You can put it like 5.99. 5 down also works.
Do you want to be a 5 down or a 6 down today?
You can put it 6 down.
All right. Oh, your desktop audio is on. Hello, everybody. We are broadcasting today, and let's just get our volume up here. Perfect. Hey, we're here with Telegraph Go. We're going to be reviewing the ongoing game and potentially some of the games from yesterday. Uh, Thanks for tuning into the broadcast. We were a little bit surprised today that there weren't game recorders today. So we just want to reach out to the community and say, if you are in the Seattle area, we want to make sure there are game recorders for the next 2 days of the ProQuals. So if you're in the Seattle area, we would love your help making sure that these games can be broadcast to the larger community. I know there's a lot of excitement around this event across the community, and I've seen it on Discord. I'm sure you have too, Telegraph Go, where everybody wants to know who the next pro will be, and it's almost like the World Cup of US Go, I would think.
Fair comparison. Yeah, so if you are in Seattle, if you have the capability to be a game recorder, you can send a message in Twitch chat. We'll get you to reach out to us, or send an email to the AGA, to the eJournal, or just show up, honestly. if you have some fans, some extra fans watching the games live, I don't think anyone's going to be upset about that. So
Yeah, definitely connect with the Seattle Go Center if you would like to volunteer as a game recorder. I'm sure they'd love to have more help, just in general.
Yes. Thank you all for your patience as well, and thanks to Tangjae, Jeremiah Donnelly, who unfortunately had a really rough tournament, but his commitment to US Go scene is immense. And so even after going 0-4, he saw there were no game recorders today and said it's time to step up and do my job in the tournament. And he's recording this game is really yeah, he didn't have to do this. It's really excellent of him, and because of that, we get to review one of the most exciting games, possibly of the whole tournament, but certainly today, which is going to be Eric Yoder versus Alan Huang. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, Jay heard the news and he's like, "Hey, can you reach out to the Seattle Go Center? I'm on my way. I'm gonna record this game." And so he really stepped up as a hero.
Yes, thank you very much to Jay.
Yeah,
let's take a look. So Eric Yoder has black, Alan Huang has white. This is effectively like a quarterfinal, best of one. The whoever wins this game is going to the semifinals, and whoever loses this game is not. The Group A standings are quite clear about that. And so this game really matters to the players. And considering that they're both going to give each other the hardest opening surprises, there's nothing held in reserve for this game. And immediately we had the push and cut Joseki in the bottom right. Very complicated Joseki. We actually saw this already in one of the ProQual games, and they have been studying this with AI, which is certainly exciting.
I hate these variations so much. My 5-dan and 3-dans in my Go club always use this against me, and there's no end of variations that are difficult.
There's so much. As a matter of fact, I think even Jay, the game recorder, he played this variation in one of his games prior in the tournament. What we're gonna see here, where there was this Hane, I forget who his opponent was. It might have been one of the other players in the group entirely. Anyway, we had this whole variation through here already in one of the other ProQual games, and I believe in that game, at this moment, Black played the pull back here, which is quite a passive move, and it led to Black having a really bad position. I think that may have been Jay, one of the moments where his games went wrong this tournament. Instead, in this game, Eric Yoder played the cut. And so to me, what this means is that Eric Yoder looked at that other game in the ProQuals, studied it with AI, and decided, oh, here's a new cut that I've never seen before. Let's try it with my life on the line, final game of the ProQuals group stage against Alan Huang, who might be the tournament favorite. Boom, let's go. I learned this just like, he probably learned this just like a couple days ago. There's no way that he's had this booked up and he didn't tell Jay about it before the tournament, I think. I mean,
you have to admire the courage. That's just really courageous.
Really courageous. This is going to be also an extremely complicated Joseki. I think when Eric Yoder studies with AI, if the variation looks like it shouldn't be okay for him, but then it turns out that AI says the score is good, that makes him more likely to play it. That's an incentive to Eric Yoder. He wants to play all these things that his opponents really won't believe in, but are objectively true. And so in this variation, Oh, I might be having an echo. I think we're gonna get on that. Oh, echo gone? Excellent. Can you guys hear?
Okay, you can hear me. Well, where did I go? You guys can hear me too, right? I hope so. Cool, cool. Yeah, it's a
Okay,
bit of a phaser thing. So sometimes when we have desktop audio on and we also control it through, like, the browser source, it will give 2 audios and anyway, nobody wants to
okay.
hear how the soup was made. Continue with the
I
game.
think that I think that we're set, right? So we
Yep.
have this cut, and this cut, um, this looks to be a unusual move. so so when white turns here, black still needs to do something on the bottom side, and the only reason to cut is to do something better than that sort of wimpy pullback of O2 that we saw before. So black had prepared that he was going to play this Atari, which gives Alan the chance to play a counter Atari here, which works really well. Now the black 5 stones, sorry, 6 stones on the bottom side are cut and killed. It looks like those stones are just dead. Um, And so that seems bad, right? I wouldn't play into this if I was just reading in my own game. Uh, I died in the corner, and you can't even really net. Eric tried to net, but then white can just push out, and that's Atari. So you have to answer, and then there's another Atari, and you get squeezed. And yeah, so Alan was just out here. So this was originally Eric's idea. He had studied this Joseki in Katago, and he was like, you know what? I see this variation where Katago says it's okay. So according to AI, this is fine, but I'm dead. I haven't made a squeeze, so white is out here, and we're gonna see the continued exchange connect for Tiger's Mouth is necessary. White is out, I'm dead, and I have these groups sort of sitting here on both sides, and somehow, some way, Katago says this is even.
This is you're kidding me. This is even?
Yes, so this is part of Eric Yoder's Joseki prep. What he saw from the Tangje game that happened earlier in the tournament, he saw, oh, Katago says you can cut here. He probably studied this line and was like, you know what? I'm gonna whip it out against Alan Huang with my tournament life on the line in the ProQuals. Um, I mean, this is gutsy. This is really gutsy. This is not a Joseki variation that I recommend to the viewers or even to the players, to be honest.
Yeah, as
This
black, I feel like I have 1 dead group and 2 weak groups, and I'm rife for attack, and my opponent has gotten most of everything they want. Oh my
yes.
goodness.
This is yes. Yes. So, yeah, how can we possibly save this? Somehow you have to like combine the little bits of potential you have everywhere into something. So black played the block here first. That's looking at the potential to maybe revive the corner and race the corner. White can just kill it by playing it S1. So this descend by Alan, no nonsense move. These stones are thoroughly dead. They actually have 2 liberties, and white can just take the 2 liberties whenever he wants. So black decides to cut because he still needs something to happen. This is still not okay for black. And white played the push here. So Alan clearly does not respect the ideas that Eric is coming at him with. This is bold as well from Alan. You know, it would have been easy to just be like, okay, so you cut here. You've clearly studied this with AI because this game, you know, this happened already in a tournament, and you can't just, you know, die and then have scattered stones on both sides without having studied it with AI. There's no way that this is not Joseki prep, but nonetheless, even though Alan knows this is Joseki prep, he still fights as hard as possible. Pushing here, it's honestly really crazy because you don't even actually threaten A particularly hard, like the Atari in the future, because it allows black to Atari at C.
Mhm, mhm.
If you allow, you know, if you allow black to connect at B and play away. But the reason why he's doing this is literally just to run and try to cover the bottom side group. He really wants to be counter aggressive, even from this position where he was already. I mean, the aggression already worked. He already killed some stones, and counter aggressive even after this is. So this is going to be spectacular from Alan and Eric.
Right, my DDK heart wants some kind of connect and die, for the O4 group, but I just
Yes.
can't see a way to make that happen
Yes.
with Black's thinness all around, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what Eric Yoder was thinking as well. And I mean, this L5 is so aggressive, he may not have studied it fully, but he thought surely there's going to be something because Katago believes in this variation. So if you know Katago believes in this variation and there's nothing, then I don't understand. That's probably how Eric Yoder was thinking. So he went for it. He Atari'd and he just covered the same
Full
way that you're
send.
thinking of doing it. Just full send, cover it. The idea is that these stones on the right side, they did get a little thicker. So maybe I could just push white into those stones, cover it, and then have a huge wall over here and a huge area in the upper right. You know, if this sacrifice happens and then we get the whole upper right and we like survive here, it could be okay for black. It could be. White turns like this and pushes and pushes. Here, so Tangje didn't start recording from the very start of the game, so he warned there's some move order issues. I think one of them is here. So the game record is this, but I believe that Eric Yoder blocked like this, and then Alan played this move, the squeeze. If he would have played here, then black would just descend. It doesn't do much, right? So he probably just squeezed like so. And then, yeah, after that, I think that he played away. And then black cut, which is asking white whether white should Atari at A or at B. Like basically whether white wants to stop this stuff. I mean, maybe this is actually not correct, right? Because this should
Yeah,
have
because that
allowed
leads to a ko, right? Yeah.
a co happening. But at the moment, black has like no co threats. Maybe white did allow this.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure about the order, but anyway, black asked here and then white fixed this. And so this is that's my best guess for what the move order was that we
Mhm.
revert to. It looks like this. And then actually after that, there was still some complications. Yeah, again, I think there might have been a move order issue. I expect Eric Yoder to have pushed through here first and maybe then pushed, but in the game record, we have this. It might have been this way as well. Anyway, at this moment, Tang Jie was on site. He did a good job speculating on the previous move order. I think we got it mostly right. And from here on, the game should be all the correct order of moves.
Okay.
And we have a crazy result to our first fight. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Well, those of you who have watched my games know that this looks like a regular situation I get myself into. Um,
Ah.
but yeah, as far as like high level or near professional level play, like this is like ultimate fighting aggression. Everything is in chaos, but the rest of the board is almost entirely untouched. So I think it's pretty rare that you see like such a heavy group of stones in just the lower right of any given board, like at this level of play. It's just
Yeah.
a little bit beyond me.
Yeah. I mean, the result is like white captured these stones and then captured these stones as well. Normally, if you capture the corner, then your opponent is supposed to get the outside influence, so that's fair,
Mm,
right? But in
yeah.
this case, white captured the stones in the corner, and then he also captured the stones in the center. So that doesn't seem fair. But um, I did see at this moment the game is roughly speaking even. I don't know what the AI said about the rest of it, but maybe white has like only a small advantage according to the AI from here. So from now on, I'm going to be giving entirely human commentary.
So
But
I'm gonna give a
yeah,
quick question. So later in the end game, then S3 is a thing for black to eliminate a lot of the territory for white. Does that kind of
uh,
factor into this where there's really only like 7 stones captured by white?
yeah, I don't think black would play S3 because white would just immediately capture, and so you don't really need to do that. You could just play S4
Oh, okay, yeah.
instead. It would be somewhat similar, but I mean, maybe S3 would happen.
The corner's not
The
huge though, is kind of my thought.
Yes, the corner is not huge. The territory for white is limited. It's super strong, but it's limited in size. It's not that big. And the white group here does have to pay attention to itself. It's probably weaker than the black groups, although there are 2 of them. The main reason why black can be okay here is that this group has actual influence and a chance to get the right side. So if you imagine that like finishing and black getting a big position on the right side, while white only gets the captures here and doesn't really progress his position that much, then you can understand how black might actually be doing just fine in this game. Which is crazy.
It is, yeah.
I've never seen a opening trade which is fine where you die in the corner and in the center. This is like wild, absolutely wild. But from now, we still have to play the game, and it's going to be a long game. It's going to be an intense game still, since it's so close. So white runs out his stones on the bottom side. This makes perfect sense because you get to attack two groups, right? Attacking two groups at once is a very, very easy strategy to execute and effective. Black exchanged the Atari, and then he just ran, and white will just run out. It's interesting to play the diagonal here. A lot of the time, we don't see these diagonals when the opponent can respond outside. So either at f8 or at f7. Those are more outside moves, and the point of the diagonal is usually to give pressure to black that there's a large cutting point here. So you want them to answer inside, and then that you can go faster, right? Because you could have just naturally played a jump or a one-space jump and been ahead. So it's kind of unusual to play this move and then allow the opponent to go on top of you and have them be ahead, as opposed to taking the lead in the pushing battle yourself. The reason why he's done that is surely to use the cutting point here eventually, but it doesn't look that strong immediately since black isn't short of liberties. I don't know. Do you think white's going to go crazy right now, or just keep on enjoying a normal fight?
If I were white, I would probably play the most aggressive I could think of, and that's to use like J8 as some kind of sacrifice and play at H8, and then start coming out.
And go very aggressive. I think maybe he'll be a bit calmer because this group is still weak after all, so you can like organize a double attack. Maybe that's his point when he played this this G7. We'll have to see. So he's patient for now, just tiger's mouths. And Eric is making the most of white's like one, even it's not even passive to attach to your opponent, right? But even slightly slow step, and Eric is going all over it, and he's going straight on top. He doesn't care at all about the weaknesses over here. A double hane, a triple hane, whatever you want to call it. This shape. Wow. And we have the quadruple hane. Throw the triple hane back from white. It actually happened. This is very rare. Is almost always not a good shape for white to play at e5, and the reason why is because normally you're allowing the opponent to give you a very bad shape when you play at B, right? So they can Atari at A. That's a useful stone. That's a cutting stone. You have to play at B. That's an empty triangle. Normally, you're not supposed to do that. But in this case, Alan has some point, really, that he's been sort of eyeing C, right? You said maybe I should even play C right away. So if he gets a move at B, then C becomes a lot stronger because black is going to try to cut that and force white to play at B anyway. So this move that Alan has played is sort of aiming at gumming out, putting pressure on black in all the different directions, and it's definitely not hesitant. It's not waiting for black to decide the shape in his own terms.
Right.
I actually like it a lot in this case.
As white gains strength for the J6 group, does that put more pressure on J3? Because it kind of looks like it's not entirely alive yet.
Exactly. Yeah. So by playing so fast with this group, as he runs it out, he's trying to keep the pressure on so that black is sort of distracted and has to play over here and allow white to secure the strongest possible attack on the bottom side, which could be, very dangerous for black. Yeah. So he chooses to play the Atari and connect, which is basically necessary. You got to stop your opponent from double Ataring you. And he's just going to rely on this cut as his saving resource for these stones. If they can't save with that cut, then he's in big trouble. White starts with the cut on the outside here.
This
we started
like
with like the most aggressive corner just like you, and that's the most aggressive fighting as well. These players have come to play. Everybody is being as aggressive as they possibly can against each other.
White's like, your K8 is weak too. I'm not the only weak one here. Yeah.
Yes. This is extreme. Black chooses finally to back off. Somebody backed off at some point, and this was a wise moment to back off, because if Black would have continued to cut, the good news is that it fills the liberties of those stones. Shorting those liberties is actually pretty impactful. Um, so the bad news is that White is going to get to run out into the center and save these stones. Even if you just do that, you've already saved them in Sente, and you could come back. If you didn't come back, then Black has sort of made something. In fact, even when White does come back, if White comes back this way, it's still some pressure that there's a shortage of liberty that Black can use. So that shortage of liberty does matter. However, something that's important to note is very often in Go, when you short your opponent's liberty, you're usually going to be shorting your own liberty as well at the same time. So this one, the reason why Black chose not to play it, and my initial instinct is that this should be a good decision not to cut there, is that these stones are a target for White. And when you cut, you short your own liberties, you make them closer to death. That's probably not a very wise idea to do with the thing that your opponent is trying to attack. So the question is, who's attacking who? And Black says, you know what? Actually, I might have been getting attacked for a moment there. Let me be patient for just one move in this game. First time anyone's chosen that way. I can tell you that.
He was just catching his breath. He's going to go back on the attack shortly. Yeah.
Exactly. Just catching his breath. White runs here. So this obviously aims to capture those 5 stones in the center. White's saying that would be satisfying enough if I got to do it. And Black uses the cut here. This cut, you could consider it as better than playing the cut from the other side, because this way we forced White to play this critical stone at h7, which, I mean, that solid connect still shorts the White liberties, but it's very bad shape for White. And basically, instead of Black playing on the inside here, Black got to put his stones on the outside, where now he can clean that up. He can make that a thick shape, and he's still made White have a shortage of liberty over here. So this seems like it's just a better version of that cut that he could have done on the previous move. The only downside is there's some further cuts here, of course, which is a significant downside. And also that the stones here have been shorted of liberties still as White filled the liberties. So that can no longer push in to reduce liberties and aim at saving the f5 stone.
My question for all the other single-digit Qs out there is, could Black have pushed at K6 first before fixing the top? Or does that just, like, after this exchange with the Atari? So, yeah, J9 to...
Whenever...
Yeah.
Yeah, when this is actually a good thing to know. Whenever you are fighting through a shortage of liberty, so like your opponent has filled a whole bunch of your outside liberties, and you're trying to fight through it, right? You're trying to fight around it. There's no secret method to fix your shortage of liberty. The shortage of liberty always exists because of a lack of outside liberties. And as long as you continue to lack outside liberties, you're still going to lack outside liberties. So it doesn't matter what order you would have exchanged this. No matter what, it will still short your liberty and be Atari and force you to answer. And it's the same for all of the fighting that happens over here. So the only way for Black to have actually managed to make the push through there was to not get shortage of liberties with this group in the first place on the outside, not get killed by the shortage of liberty at least. And that was possible at this moment, but once this happened, it was never possible for Black to exchange K6 without just taking his own liberty away. It's a permanent fixture. Yeah. So White played the Atari here. This is a common habitual move that you guys should basically copy. Almost every single time when you Atari and the opponent has a decision between connecting and capturing, you should pose that question to them. It's like a free cut, and at the same time, your opponent can make a mistake immediately. And what they're doing to answer whatever they do that covers this is a move that they wouldn't necessarily have needed if you didn't play at A. So it's really good timing from Alan to play there right now and ask Black whether they want to respond at B or C, whether they want to connect or capture. In the game, Eric chose to connect here, which means Alan still has the shortage of liberty available at A, and he still has the thicker shape over there because of it. If instead Eric had played like this, then the shortage of liberty would have, Black wouldn't have suffered here. So White's stones become weaker on the shortage of liberty there themselves. However, the Atari here, Eric thought this is just too painful. Like, how am I supposed to target these stones when my opponent is asking me to fight through this cow? And if you connect here, it's such an ugly shape, right? Like, this
Oh
is just
yeah, it's
unbearably ugly
painful.
shape. So painful. So that's why Eric chose to play the connect here. I think it's probably the right decision, but it's definitely correct by Alan to ask the question right away.
Okay.
And extend here. Wow. Okay.
Connecting also helps take care of the G10 stone a little bit, because that group on the left for black seems really, really cut off and weak.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the fighting does not end here. We are continuing to throw down.
Still in it thick. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I mean, this cutting stone, it would have been easy to just be like, oh, so now I have my Atari here whenever I want. So that means I can kill that cutting stone, save my stones, and everything would be solid. But then if you gave black this Atari, it's the same thing where you ask about the connect or the capture. In this case, the connect is clear, but we should almost always ask this question. You just get the free movement, no penalty whatsoever. And yeah, this would just be too painful for White if White ends up actually having to figure out how to capture the cutting stone there and letting black save eventually on the bottom side anyway. It's so nice by black to squeeze this, to push White back. So White chooses to play here to instead push black back. So now if black tries to save the cutting stone, White is going to go and try to cut him and kill him. So the only way to save these stones is by killing the black groups, but it's probably going to work. So probably one of those black stones is going to die. If you tried to save like this, you can't Atari because you get Atari'd and then you get killed.
Yep.
And if you try to run in a more passive way, then it should be possible for White to collect this into being a net on this or a net there or a ladder there.
So good for White. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Yeah. So black can't really let White capture him if he's going to try to save this cutting stone. That wouldn't make sense. You can't keep the attack going. Oh man. I guess he's just going to defend then. So
wait, what is that AI? Hold on. Back up.
What?
I saw an AI move at or
What?
some kind of move at C8 or something. What was that?
Perhaps you don't have AI enabled. C8.
Never mind. I might have just. I don't know. I saw it. Never mind. Continue.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know all the mysteries of Go. I do know that Eric is just defending. So finally, somebody plays passive for a moment. Just defends. This is the mouth shape. It's a very famous shape. It's very thick. If you're shorter liberties, it's less thick. But fortunately, there is sort of like an outside liberty at d6, so it's not going to be too bad. What happens to him from here? White plays this peep, so that's the biggest downside. But black can simply connect, and White finally comes back to fix. So otherwise, black would have saved that cutting stone and killed all of these stones. Okay, my goodness, the fighting is almost calming down. Almost. Still, this group needs to save itself. Like that, that black group is still in heavy danger. But other than that, it looks like we've come to a position where black is quite thick on the outside. He has a lot of influence, but white secured a good amount of extra territory here, saved all of his stones, right? Basically, white is playing this game very thick, very solid, and black is the one who has to prove that he's fast enough and has enough area from here.
All right. Can black play away from that bottom group at this point and play? I mean, this is way too passive, especially for this game, but something like Nancy 11 and just surround that whole upper right side? Or do we need to like attack the top? It feels like maybe black has to save the bottom first. Yeah.
I think we need to save the bottom first. This slide
Okay.
gets played by black. We've got to make sure that this group is alive.
Yeah.
Even after you play, it's not even that 100% clear. It might be harassed by Alan by one move. No, he chooses not to. He could have chosen to try to kick it, to block off his territory here and keep pressure on that that black might suffer if he doesn't answer, but he chooses to be responsible, go take a big point, play stable. And yeah, absolutely black needs to be high energy here. Like you're asking about black making stuff happen, really grow this, really like
Yeah,
take
yeah.
this, all that. Black needs to be very high energy. White knows that. He's taking an enclosure here to make sure that he's solid in the last place where he hasn't been solid. In general, when your opponent has so much influence, it's very nice to be not weak. Because
Yeah, 100%.
it gives you more options, right? White not having to worry about this corner in the future allows him to play on the top side without worrying about this group getting it double tacked or, something really bad happening. He's clearly preparing. And I think that's a good way to play, in particular against Eric Yoder. Eric is a
Mhm.
very aggressive player, and he loves to point out, "Hey, you have a weak group over there. Did you forget about it?" If you forget about it, you lose. That's what usually happens against Eric Yoder. So Alan is just, 3 steps ahead, making sure he's defensive, even with the just big move that he's playing already. I like it.
Sure, I keep trying to puzzle out if White can get into that right-hand side, and I know it's way, way too early, but is there some kind of sabaki, like, starting around R10 or something, and then just kinda jump out and
We
isolate
could
that black
definitely
group?
try.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
We can definitely try. I mean, this is something that it's much easier to aim at after you play a move like this. It might be the
Yeah, yeah.
next thing that White is aiming at. And so from Black's perspective, you've got to figure out how to stop all the good White ideas to reduce you, to stop you from doing your high energy building from here.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can ask the chat, which position do you prefer? Do you like the cover move that was suggested earlier, or maybe a move on the top side, maybe a fast move like C or D, or maybe a move on the left side? Where should we play as Black here? It's a direction of play moment, I think.
It might take them a second, oh, no, they can see it. Let's see,
Well,
I'm
where would you play?
seeing B. Where would I play? I'm struggling between A and B. I would probably go for A right away, but that's really passive. D
Mm,
does get you potentially more on the top. I would say I'd probably play D, actually. And chat's saying
mm.
B.
Chat says B.
Yeah.
Chat also says that Jasper won his game. So Jasper and Chiu confirmed to the semifinals from Group B. Congratulations to them. Um, it's still a game between Michael and Evan, and of course this game in Group A to determine who makes the semifinals out of Group A. Yeah, I like this B move. I also like A. Mm. The thing about playing um, at B and things like that, when White inevitably plays at A, it also gives them a route in there, right? Like White
Mhm.
wants to get a route to the right side naturally, and they're going to look to just reduce you in a standard way. And I don't really want to do something which is kind of also misplaced when that happens. So I think I would prioritize A. I don't know exactly.
A might
In the
prevent some of
game,
that sabaki I was thinking of earlier too. So yeah, yeah.
yeah. Eric chose here. So this is not on my list of
Oh.
candidate moves. Um, and I don't think it's very good, to be honest. It looks to me like White can just accept, as Alan does.
Mhm.
This is not a big enough area, even though it covers a cutting point, which I'm sure is what Eric Yoder was thinking about. He's thinking like, okay, I can cover the cutting point, press you back, but this is not a big enough area for the amount of power that Black like actually had here. And you're giving White a very efficient enclosure. Like the problem with the large knights move is that eventually it wouldn't happen now, but if Black had some preparation, Black is going to think about invading at A or B.
Yeah.
It's too thin of a shape to have actually taken the corner territory. So to give it the extend here basically fixes those problems immediately. Now, whenever you try to do that stuff, Black, just doesn't have any room because this is a very thick room. Now Black will always just be blocked from the corner, and there's nothing really to do to invade that anymore. So
Do
it's
you
a really,
mind
really heavy price, right?
do you mind showing the chat what that invasion at either like in the last move, A or B looks
Sure.
like? Because 'Cause they're gonna wonder.
Yeah. So let's say we want to invade here. The basic way is to simply Hane back like this and keep going. And then eventually you've transposed into a 3-3 variation, right? Now, of course, White can fight harder than that. So often you're going to see White block like that. And from here, there's a bunch of ways that Black can play. Often you're going to see Black not really answering, but One way that can happen is black attaches here and white might try to fight from the outside, and black can now choose to connect. You can see somehow black can get out, right?
Mhm.
Black can get out or black can put pressure on. Um, of course, if white chooses to play passively later on, then they can usually still keep the corner. It's hard for you to muscle in there completely,
Mhm.
although it is possible. Sometimes you'll see variations like this where you try to muscle in there completely. Even you can make it co like that. There's many variations. There's many things that can happen there in the corner. But all of them require black to have this option to run out through here. And that's
Right.
what you lose when you play this shoulder hit. It's a really heavy cost, really, really heavy cost. I don't think it's paid off here when black just gets this extend. This doesn't seem like a very impressive, important, high activity, high energy area to me. I liked the,
Is he
fast
just
play.
worried about the G10 stone? Is that what's going on, or
Yeah, absolutely. It must be.
okay,
So, like, if he had played here instead, probably um, he would be scared of white immediately running out and black having to save on the left side somehow. Like,
right?
these variations are going to be somewhat annoying for black because saving this group is kind of annoying. But I think it's it's not going to be that annoying. Still, when white runs here, like white is in the center and they're forcing you to play on the side. So they're not making really any points, and in the meantime, they're forcing you to make points and break white points. So that can't be that bad, right? How
Right.
bad can it really be to take
I
care of a
feel
group
like
like that?
chasing the 2 and 4 stones will actually activate more Aji around C16 too, if you just follow
Uh,
between the groups.
Absolutely, absolutely. It always happens that like when this is left alone, eventually it becomes a target.
Yeah.
It can't just be stable forever. It can't be thick forever. Either white fixes it at some point, or it's a target and black will do something
Mhm.
later in the game. So this way instead, Alan now plays the kick. So I was expecting that we were going to see Eric extend up, and Alan has decided that this extend may be forcing. That's why you would play here right now, is if you believe
Yeah.
it's forcing. This is Sumego. I haven't been doing too much Sumego recently. Maybe Eric will. I think Eric has been doing a lot of Sumego recently, and maybe Eric will show me some magic here. It looks like you have to answer. It looks like it,
Oh,
but I
answer is
can't be
black?
100%
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
How
think
would that
black has
work?
to answer, but I don't know. I don't know. maybe
What is it,
maybe a
like,
bold player will
starting
not.
somewhere around H1 or something? Yeah, it looks like a classic Sumego.
It does. Hmm.
Like, if black doesn't answer, white would maybe start around H1 or something.
Yeah, I think if black doesn't answer, so let's see. In the game, he's turned. Okay. This is where we were in the game when we started reviewing. Um, I believe he's going to answer. I believe if he plays away, then the Hane here is a good killing method, where you can aim at this peep immediately.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If black connects, now we Hane here. I think that this is going to kill. If we Hane and play like this, it's a dead shape.
Mhm.
I don't think that there's a way for black to make a living shape from here. But I could be wrong, and that would be fun. Anyway, I think that after this turn, we're gonna see black answer, but it's maybe time for our first break. Do we have any questions from the chat? Black ban Tanuki and play N11. Black maybe can Tanuki.
I think he's
It
saying
would be
can
interesting.
Tanuki and play N11.
It would be interesting. I'm
AI is
not sure.
suggesting K2 at this point.
Yeah, K2 is the answer move, right? That's or
But no,
are you talking about as
after
the way to
yeah,
kill?
for white, yeah.
Yeah, this is basically similar to what I was suggesting, but
Yep.
maybe there's a problem with the Hane first. There could totally be a problem with the Hane first. But yeah, it looks like after K2 it would be dead. I don't know. I don't know exactly. Anyway, I expect to see black answer and the game will go on. The fight will go on. It looks like white has a slight advantage here. So black not really made anything of the big outside influence yet, and white is so thick. But the game is very long, nowhere near decided yet.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
look forward to going back and seeing after the
this is
break
so
what's happening.
exciting. So yeah, we're gonna take a
Yeah.
quick little break. We're gonna see maybe how far the game has progressed, and we might be reviewing a game from yesterday afternoon as well. So let's
Yes.
yep, be right back. Uh All right, back at it, and we are here with the remaining of, at least as far as it's come, of the uh, Eric versus Alan game. This is a very exciting game, so we wanted to see the future moves. Just a reminder, there.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we're good. Um,
okay.
just a reminder that there weren't game recorders today at Seattle Go Center. They just had trouble finding the volunteers. So if you are in the Seattle area and you would like to volunteer to be a game recorder or just in general to support the Seattle Go Center, I'm sure they would really appreciate you reaching out as a volunteer. I think, Go organizations, being largely volunteer supported organizations, including the AGA, are always glad to hear from passionate volunteers who want to put their time in and expand the game. So, we love all of our volunteers. Thank you guys for volunteering and being passionate about the game of Go and supporting the community. And we want to see this continue and see more great content come out of our community, as well as just great events like the ProQuals. Again, another volunteer supported event. So, on that note, let's see what else is happening with the Eric Allen game.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. This game is still live. It's going on right now, and we have news from the chat that Michael has defeated Evan to be the other semifinalist coming from Group A. This is the last ongoing game that's decisive for entering the semifinals and keeping your pro qual life alive. So we left off here where Black, I said, was probably going to add a move, and Eric added a move. I think that was was wise. So from now, Alan has Sente. He can go wherever he wants, and he did this R15 that you were talking about earlier that could be possible. So he goes right in to reduce and invade the right side. This is very exciting, actually. the most aggressive way to handle it once again. Oh, are you sure about this? This is the move you mentioned earlier, right?
I
Would
mean,
you really be confident?
I started at R10 and hoped,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think this position. I mean, Black is kind of saying they don't want the corner and they want the side, right? So this kind of frustrates Black a lot, and there's lots of ways to get just enough space in here by like Haneing or attaching or even pushing up can be interesting
Right.
for White, I think.
Right. Well, I certainly think that White can survive here.
Yep,
He's
there it
gonna
is. Hey.
combine this with R10. It's part of the plan here. And he turns. The idea is to gain momentum. So if Black would have answered, which is a sort of normal way here, you could answer a bunch of times. But when White gets all these stones, they really drive White closer to the supporting stones here. And these stones, that would have been really weak if, White naturally just encloses it while saving himself. So that's what Eric was trying to avoid by playing away at this moment. He's played this pincer to save this group while attacking those stones. It seems like the right direction to me.
Mhm.
White plays the lean, so this is a good learning moment. We definitely don't want to Atari first and then play here, even if this is your plan. You can just skip the Atari and then do this anyway. And that allows you to play effectively the same thing. If Black plays at A, we would still cut. We would still make the same move. But in the future, we can potentially peep at A as well. So we just have more control over the top side because we've played the Knight's move rather than the Atari. So whenever you see this kind of Tiger's Mouth and you could Atari it, usually it's better to just Knight's move if that was, where you're going anyway.
I'm gonna ask the DD.
Uh,
Yeah, this is the DDK question. What happens? What happens after this?
okay. Well, to be honest, I didn't even look at it. I didn't even really think about whether this could happen. But Eric always thinks about it.
The
Yeah.
ladder works, ladder doesn't work because there's some kind of weird squeeze over there I'm looking at.
Well, normally I would assume the ladder works if a strong player played this, but because it's Eric Yoder, you never know. It could be some ladder breaker magic as well. Let's read carefully. Looks like, yeah, it does look like the ladder is going to work for Black. There's nothing really that White can do about that. There's no meaningful ladder breakers over here either. So this cut does indeed work, but this is the equivalent of cutting after this exchange to just immediately cut here, which is it's a little vulgar. The problem with this is that we're already behind against those outside stones. So we're going to see that happen here. But White continues to refrain from this. It's effectively the same as this thing, and then attaching here, which it would be the normal way. Because
Mhm.
white is already ahead of the stones in that direction, white just needs to save the stones, like, get ahead on the other side, and white could potentially have a good result here. That's the idea of attaching, and then the reason why not to cut is because it still preserves the peep. So he's still saying, "I can just hold the chance." And are you really gonna play at P15? Like, the way for black to punish white for not playing P15 would be to play there himself, but that would obviously just not happen. Um, Black is going to extend instead and try to keep tempo. The only problem for white here is whether he's been hemmed in into too small of an area and he's not going to get enough space to feel comfortable. So he can obviously block like this. Black does actually connect here after exchanging the
That's
original. Yeah.
was it
That's
necessary, is my
that is
question.
surprising. So black could have also played the
Yeah,
block like this. That would have been a totally normal way to play as well. But when white plays here, I believe white would have been alive.
okay.
Maybe white should exchange this first to make it very obvious that white would be alive. Um,
I
then
th
the idea that Eric Yoder had was probably like, oh, if I'm going to let him live anyway, then maybe this one gives me a little bit more benefit to the top side, like stopping the cut, stopping the power of the peep. Maybe the top side's a bit more valuable for black after that exchange. And white was still going to live. Black is still going to cover actually. But this way, aha, he's covered in a different way where now white maybe needs another stone to live. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think so. I think white needs to add one more move. Oh, this is pretty awkward for white. Yeah, white needed to add one more move here, and black took Sente. So if white had taken Sente, and there's a lot of big points on the board, which would be wonderful to go to. The Hane and connect here should be able to kill this white group because if you try to capture and get the eye, the monkey jump shows you don't have a second eye.
yeah.
I don't think there's a good way to try to find yourself a second eye out there in the space. It doesn't look like there's enough space to really survive. So that's interesting technique by Eric Yoder. He changed the way that he was surrounding with this order of moves. There might have been a better way for white here as well because this end result looks bad for white to have to add another move. The opponent gets a full surround like this, and the follow up as well. Mm,
I also kind of feel like white erased a lot of black's potential cash, though. Or
that is
is the
also
upper
true.
right corner big enough, like that exchange big enough?
So this is something that usually happens when you go in and you try to erase their cache.
Mhm.
Is yes, this cache is gone, and white has the territory there. But now black is way stronger, and the cache is here instead, right? Like
Yeah.
it just moved, right?
It's
You
like
don't
pushing down
necessarily break
one
it.
corner of the waterbed and the other corner rises, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's bouncy like that sometimes. So what really matters isn't always exactly what you did or what you didn't do, but the way that you did it, like the quality with which you did it, and the effect, the thing that white did here, breaking the right side, that was very impactful. But the quality with which he did it is pretty poor. This is not a satisfying shape for life, at least to me.
Mhm.
So that um the quality with which you do things really matters more for judging who's leading in the game most of the time than what actually gets done, at least in my experience.
Makes sense.
So yeah, black should be satisfied enough with his outside thickness then, and he plays down here. I was showing this C7 move earlier as one of the highly likely candidates. Obviously, the top side is also really important, but Eric um, putting a high value on this one makes a lot of sense to me. If white plays here, it's just all territory. And if black plays here, it looks like this could all be territory. And it's such a huge territory border. Meanwhile, on the top side, wherever that gets played, the territory borders can sort of shift around. This is still an area which is bouncy, where black can invade or build, or white can maybe try to build something or reduce. There's a lot more flexibility there. Meanwhile, this is just a very solidly large move. So I
And
feel like this D7 over the top side.
does black's thickness in the center affect the top side any? Like, if white wanted to extend, would that be somewhat dangerous for white, or
Oh, absolutely. Like definitely dangerous. I mean, because this group over here is still not totally safe. This is not as thick as you might think it is. There's a chance that white can run through, put pressure, and can also maybe lean on the cutting point here and put pressure. So black doesn't have like a as impervious of a thickness as the four stones sitting there in a line might make you feel. Um, but it is still very, very strong. So it's scary for white to commit to go all the way in deep, which means black can be a little lax about. And black couldn't like block it all off with one move anyway. So
Okay.
it makes sense to allow white to pick a move to play and then to still be able to take a nice move on the top side anyway. Also, this peep is very tempting.
Yeah.
Very it's very satisfying to force white to come back to play a d4. I think white probably couldn't resist that in any way, but just feels good as black. Yeah, so usually when you play those moves, you do have to actually follow up on it, or else they could be bad exchanges when white plays. So black had sort of pigeonholed himself into playing in the bottom left again. This whole white group is getting slightly thin, slightly weak, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, it has the Atari here, which is very useful. It has the Atari here, which is no longer, self-destructive since these stones have only one liberty.
Mhm.
It should have enough room to save itself pretty easily, but I don't know whether he can Tanuki. If he has to answer here and just take a smaller bite of the corner, then black will consider it a huge success.
Something
So
like
white
D2.
really
Yeah.
wants to play away, but I don't know if he can. Will he play away? He plays Atari first. He plays here, so he's like testing black, and black goes for the cut. Okay, well then we're gonna fight.
Again, full send. Why wouldn't we? This is the game of full
Yeah,
send.
yeah. Why not full send? The full send is right there. Just do it. Okay. Well, this is the full cut, and white is hoping because this is short of liberties and that's short of liberties. Even these stones can be short of liberties. White is hoping that something can work here, but I don't exactly see what it is right now. It might just have been good exchanges to leave it, uh, but only if you have like a plan. So the Atari and extend here. This is the normal plan, the most basic way. If black extends, I think it's a big mistake. Oh, actually, I'm not entirely sure. Black captures. So if black would extend, it just looks suspicious because normally when this kind of thing happens and you actually have two shorted groups which are completely split like this.
Mhm.
Uh, the split shapes, by the way, are like split knights moves, are where you've cut without being cut yourself. White has cut the entire thing without being cut himself in this local area over and over and over again. Each of those split shapes gains a lot of momentum because these four stones are getting ahead in pushing battles of like 8 white stones or 8 black stones at the same time. That's really, really effective. So normally this is going to be very, very scary. I don't know exactly what would happen, but to capture like this is black saying, okay, you're brandishing a weapon at me. Calm down. Relax, relax. I'm just going to capture. I'm going to be thick. And I don't think you can kill those 2 stones. That's what Eric Yoder is hoping for. But oh yeah, white Atari and Atari here means white was not planning on killing the 2 stones. He's planning on putting pressure on the corner. So by playing all these Ataris, he made black over concentrated. Black did like win the fight, kill the groups. Uh, but it's in such a small area, it's actually kind of okay for black that happened. And the goal from white is that this group, which before I was like concerned that he was going to spend a move to save it, right? Now
Yeah.
it looks like he's gonna save it in Sente because he's threatening to play at B, which would kill the stones at C, which is so important. Seems like black has to do something about that and fix. So now black has the whole left side territory, but white managed to secure an eye here in Sente, and with the Sente moves should have enough resources for a second eye, I think. I think he should be okay to play away.
Yeah, just C3, like if he's not gonna take it now, but if he wanted to, that would get him 2 eyes like right now.
Yeah, yeah. So this whole sequence was designed in order to get white resources to save himself better. The thing is, although it looks very nice, like at the end, oh, this is thoroughly Sente, you have to answer, and now I can play away, I presume. Oh, he even Atari'd again, though. It was not even that clear whether he could play away, but he
Oh, he
actually
took it
Atari'd
right
again.
away. Okay.
He decided to fix. So this is still a really big move, because when white plays at A, it captures the whole thing, and when black plays at A, it also, all of the territory here is at stake. So this is still a really, really big move, but it's a bit disappointing for white to actually play there. Like, to actually to not have been able to take Sente. This move at M17 is so enormous. It's so many points. And what I was gonna say was that this whole sequence, although it looks pretty, although it looks like it's working, you gave so much good shape to black. Where really before this, like at this moment now, it looks a lot like white playing a move around A or B is gonna be a big threat on all of the black groups. So it's rather painful to have made it all, instead of being an area worth threatening, this is now all sort of solidly black's territory, or at least solidly half territory. Either player could play it and make it territory. Um, I have the feeling that black is sort of slowly crawling himself back into the game after a beginning which looked like it was maybe not that good. This game looks like it might be getting pretty close to even around now. I don't know
I'm
exactly.
checking on score randomizer right now. Score randomizer says white by 2.4. So
Ooh. Yeah, it's a very close game still. Very, very,
yeah,
very competitive. Oh, this is exciting. So, um, the territory in the upper right is very nice to secure before the opponent can use the peep. Obviously, the peep is very annoying. So this M17 is more effective than the invasions because it stops white from like eyeing at that and forcing you to answer later. But of course, when you don't invade, then white can cover the invasions, and it looks like this is all going to be solid territory for white, which would be too much. Then white would be in the lead.
yeah. This makes the E13, E12, E13 exchange, or excuse me, D13, E13 exchange really feel painful, because now even an approach move like F17 is gone to maybe activate
Oh yeah.
C17, and yeah.
Yeah, certainly these exchanges are very regretful after you get over concentrated. But
Yeah,
he couldn't have known that he was going to like if he hadn't made these exchanges, then I doubt that Alan would have given him 5 stone sack or whatever this is.
right.
Significant sacrifice. We have the attach here. So because this shape is so thin, it's two space jump, two space jump, two space jump, you get the feeling that there should be a way to break something or reduce some, like to make some kind of magic happen. And a lot of the time when you don't have a clear plan for how to do that, you can just attach and wait and see. Find your plan after the attach. That's
Tell
basically what's going on here.
You heard it here. Telegraph Go offers, like, when you see an opponent's strong territory, just attach and hope. That's all you need to do.
Yeah. That's I mean, that's what's happening. Just go for it. Um, the attach on the outside, I don't know whether this is the exact right way. It's possible that attach on the inside was better to start to ask about the territory, but probably we're still going to see an outside response from this. Oh, we do see an inside response. Okay, then this allows the counter Hane, and white actually just thickly connects. Okay, well, from black's perspective, you've got to feel kind of satisfied that
Yeah,
white
this is a
decided to
success, right?
play
Yeah.
2 moves in a row right there. From the original position, it looked like we weren't going to be able to force white to pay a fair price for the
Mhm.
territories in the upper left. But now, even if white kills our stones, it's only going to be a fair price because they already spent the moves on the inside to thicken their own territory. So we're honestly kind of free. Black can do all sorts of stuff now. Yeah, H16. This is totally possible. There were other methods as well now. The board is totally open to black what he wants to do. This one means he's trying to lean to get the center territory at the same time as he puts pressure that he can save these stones, that he can attack those stones. That's okay, but the center territory looks pretty small because we're just so thick. Even if you never try to take center territory, you're probably going to accidentally make this box anyway, right? Like
Mhm.
without even wanting to. I
Yeah.
think you'll probably get that territory. So to expand it just to this much and give white thickness, I'm not really sure I like that direction. Um, Maybe it would be
My
better for black to fix the territory here now. I don't know.
hmm.
This does seem very big. and it could also be better. I don't know. Do you have any
Well,
ideas?
since you pointed out B4, like that is huge because white captures and they save their 3 stones, don't they?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, that's
It's a
massive.
big territory move.
But as far as the top situation, my instinct is either to play like the connection at E16 or to play down at E18 and then attack white's 2 stones like full send again. Because you do have some thicknesses along the H11 line, H11, J11. But I guess white has like L18 exchange or even attaching it Nancy 17 to create more eye space on the top, right?
Yeah, I think that these aggressive moves are probably not going to be good because there's a double knight's move cover.
Oh,
This
it's
is a
easy to
good cover
connect.
to remember. The you know, the Sumego that we solve are all about life and death and cuts and connections, but being surrounded or not surrounded is also an important Sumego to try to solve.
Sure.
And this is a shape that's really, really common that's going to make way stronger surrounds than you would normally expect.
Mhm.
So this is definitely the shape which Eric is fearing, and the reason why he's being more hesitant and playing a move like this. I think again, if you played it at here, probably the same surround is going to come.
Very
The double
similar,
knight's move
yeah.
covers is really thick. So if you did want to play on the top side in like a more aggressive way, we're probably better off doing something more flexible, like attach here. The concept should be that we're trying to play for the actual topside territory. I think that topside territory is more valuable than center territory. So ideally, we want the opponent to just sort of let us off the hook and give us a whole bunch of stuff for free.
Mhm.
This would never happen, but um, if I just take all the topside territory, then give the opponent a position towards the center, which is a whole bunch of cuts and holes, this would be the dream. And
Absolutely.
then because white won't do that, you get like more options, more stuff that you can do. You get different kinds of fights to potentially enter. That could be good. I don't know. Anyway, this is a interesting position, but we've got to go catch up
Oh, we landed
with the
on
game
land of our
again.
game record again.
Oh,
Yeah, we can take another break real quick. And I don't know, let's see. We have been commentating for about an hour. Are you good to keep going?
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
let's do it. Okay, we're gonna take a break and get some more game record, and we will be right back. And live. All right, we are back with more of this very, very thrilling game. We just want to give a really big shout out to Jay Donnelly. He rushed over to the Seattle Go Center when he heard that there were no game recorders, and he was the hero that we all needed and deserved. And he has been recording this game for us. Really big shout out. He had a bit of a rough tournament, like we've all had one of those, right? But he's a real stand up guy for doing this for the whole community. And we really can't thank him enough. And just a quick reminder, like if you are in the Seattle area and you are interested in volunteering and supporting the Go community, uh, in any way possible, I'm sure the Seattle Go Center would love to hear from you and to hear that you are willing and able to volunteer. So feel free to reach out to them. Maybe you'll get to be a game recorder for this amazing event that's kind of the biggest event in US Go, to be honest, at least as far as pros are concerned. Or maybe you can just help out in many other ways to support Go in your community. Of course, if you live outside of Seattle, the AGA loves our volunteer support, as well as your local Go club. We'll love to hear your ideas and play games with you. And any way you can support Go in your community is a fantastic thing to do. So big shout out and thanks to our volunteers. And again, a big shout out to Jay Donnelly for supporting this stream and this content and giving us this game today. All right, we have more of this exciting game. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah. All right. So Eric Yoder played the press from the center, which I find slightly dubious because Alan could just answer on the top side, which is what he did. And Eric was hoping that there would be some serious cutting issues for Alan after playing this peep. Alan turned like this. It's interesting. Another way to do it would be to play just a direct fix of the cutting points on the top side. That's the way that seems most intuitive to me, because we can continue to push into the upper right territory, which seems very big. I'm sort of just like maximally disrespecting the center with my commentary, but center territory is really hard to make, guys. Like, well, what can I say? There's just not likely to be that much territory there. I can come in here, I can come in here. Like, what are we really gonna do? I don't know.
Center is the redheaded stepchild of Go. We all know it.
we all know it. It's exactly right. Anyway, in the game, Alan decided to turn, which also does the same kind of thing where we're fixing the cuts, but it tries to actually capture those two stones on the left side, which seems like also a worthy task, a worthy job to try to do. Eric played Hane and Clamp. So this is clearly based on some harsh reading that he has set up. To me, it looks like we're gonna try to target at something after white plays the block here. There's actually a few things that you could think of aiming at. One of which is simply like in the future, we can block here and aim at putting some pressure on for the shortage of liberties over there. So that's something you can sort of keep in your back pocket. But in the meantime, we're definitely going to be looking at cutting points over here. And so obviously if white answers, then there's a chance for black to capture, which is a huge score. You would think that white would have a timing to dodge that, to be able to counter Tari, but no matter what, black is probably just going to switch. Any timing that you try to counter Tari and make a better trading for you, black will take the topside territory and just concede the whole upper left. Because black is so thick, you can allow the opponent to have huge fighting victories and just sort of get away with it. It's fun when possible.
Yeah.
So that's probably why white did not play the block. First, he plays this jump. I was saying earlier, this is a good move to try to chase this black group, which is not 100% alive. Black will have to figure out how that's going to be okay. He pushes on the right side white group here. It looks like he's going to try to save it with a life and death problem against this white group. So this is the most complicated way to handle saving your own black group.
Of course it is.
Of course. It's pretty interesting. I don't know. It's not even very convincing that it's even working, to be honest.
If I were playing as black, scary. I would be so afraid of the PE12 push.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is white gonna do it? It looks like it could just work right now. I don't.
Right?
Maybe white does it.
Because that becomes.
Okay, push one time first. Is he gonna?
That's
push?
not even a semi. Yeah.
We're cutting. It's coming.
Oh my gosh.
What Eric was relying on is that he can play Atari, which is a bamboo, and when you connect, then I've surrounded you. So this white group is actually completely surrounded. There's nothing you can do on the outside to capture that stone. And this black group is also completely surrounded. It can capture that stone to maybe get some more eyes and liberties, but it can't do that at the same time as it kills this. This group is currently aiming at playing at B. So if white gets to play at B, that will make Miai between playing at C and playing at D. The throw-in would be able to make an additional life-saving eye for white there.
Mm-hmm.
So
do you mind showing like our low single digit cues that variation? Classic,
so if
classic tomato.
if white plays here, then obviously if black just connects, then white will make 2 eyes. That doesn't seem good. So black wants to try to kill it, but then there will be a throw-in, an Atari. Obviously, if you capture the 2 stones, you're going to get eyes, and if black connects, all the stones die. So
thank you.
This life and death is it requires a move for black to kill this group still, and it doesn't seem like he has the timing to play that move. So he played this Atari in the game first, and then he played here. Okay, I guess if white lives now, then black could also live by playing just a move on the inside here. As a matter of fact, if white tries to live and gives this descend in Sente, actually black would already be alive. Oh, maybe this is somewhat of a clever way where black can at least take Sente by saving the group. Wait, Atari's, and he resists. So what white is resisting right now is that in this variation, where black connects and you live here, then this move becomes black's forcing move, which also makes black have 2 eyes. And then the whole sequence is one where white jumped here, which was supposed to be forcing. And then black is alive, and black gets the next move, playing away. That will actually completely break white on the top side. Like, having the next move right now is more important than normal, I think, even. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go, but it seems like this would be somewhat of a disaster for white if black was allowed to save in Sente. And so that's what black was aiming for, is the push here and aiming at getting that additional Sente move at T8. That's what white realizes black is aiming for, and he denies it by playing to kill the black group first. So he isn't going to save his own group. Instead, he's going to kill the black group to save his own group. And he's doing it in a ko shape. So this is definitely going to become some kind of crazy ko in the end.
Oh my goodness.
Throw in.
This is the semi-AI of my nightmares. How many liberties do they each have? I feel like black has more outside, but there's also that push at, what is that, P10 for white to reduce.
Yeah, black does have a couple outside liberties.
Yeah.
But only a couple. I think white, if you consider these as outside liberties, which is basically how it goes, white maybe has more outside liberties. The situation over here is kind of interesting as well. If black manages to exchange throw-in, then white would need to spend a move capturing those 6 stones on the bottom side before filling the liberty at T5.
Right.
But the throw-in is Gote, so it looks like that's like a Gote 2 liberty move. And in the meantime, black is going to need to stop white from living. So this throw-in, the concept is that if he would just push here, then because white could aim at the throw-in himself, it might not be as effective. Honestly, I think push maybe would have been doing the same thing, but the throw-in is combining with the push to make sure that these stones do not die. And at the same time, white is limited to only the 1 eye. So black needed to do that. That was required to start the capture race. You got to make sure you at least kill the group. Sorry, excuse me with the camera.
Yeah, you're
good. Yeah, there is a throw-in around that area at T3 or T2. T3 is probably the best local move for black there. So white connects here, which is threatening to play at T14, and we'd get the same kind of throw-in capture. So black wants to connect that. And then you can see black, if they have to fill in all of the outside liberties, it's going to be 3 moves to do so. And this liberty is going to get played. So in my mind, this is something that you can do when you have a bunch of confusing cuts. You can just exchange moves that are fair. So when black plays at A, white plays at B, that's fair. That's, everybody did the same thing in the capture race as that. And then you can see clearly that situation has black having 1 outside liberty. Nothing else would happen than black having 1 outside liberty over there. So black has 1 outside liberty over here, another outside liberty over here, questionable amount of outside liberties over there, because white can play at 3 right now. I guess white will do that. So white denies black from doing that throw-in. Black never had a timing to do it because he had to kill this white group. Oh my goodness. So, oh my goodness. So we arrive at this moment where black has a question. Okay, do I want to try to make an eye here?
Wait.
And, make
Black
a
can
seki?
still throw in a T. Well, no. White would just capture it. Never mind. Forget I
Yeah,
said
white
anything.
would be able to capture a P1.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
there's nothing special anymore in the corner.
Uh,
But black has a question. Do I want to play at T5? So if I play at T5, I'm making my eye, and I'm making it hard for white to approach me. But in the end, you can actually read pretty quickly. I think black would die if black played there.
yeah.
So black connect, white can connect here. Now it would be a bad idea to get Atari'd. So then, yeah, we can see that white just Atari's black, and black isn't
Just
even
over.
close.
Yeah.
So black would have to connect here, and then white can Atari, fill a liberty, and you can see again, black is short liberties,
Just
not
by
able
one.
to reduce them in time. It's kind of by 2 because white, is also requiring black to play at A before he fills the final liberty. So that taking an eye is not possible. That's not what's going to happen. We're gonna see black play instead to fight a ko, I think. So after playing here, when white connects, then black can play to fill this liberty. We've exchanged this before, right? And in the end now, you can see that white has 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties, effectively. And it's black's turn, and black has 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties. So since it's 4-4, black's turn, black would be winning the liberty race by 1 liberty. That's why when black plays here, we're going to fight a ko, some kind of ko. I don't know what exactly kind of ko this is, but white cannot connect at T9 right away. White needs to at least win a liberty first in the ko before he plays there. And my god, this game is going to get very fun, but we've got to refresh and get more moves. Oh my goodness. We'll be right back.
Okay, yeah. Be right back. We're gonna get more removes from the game. One moment. Ta-ta-ta. All right, we got our move refresh. This game is too exciting. The semi-eye is happening. Oh my gosh, who's gonna win this game? I'm on my toes, but I'm sitting in my chair, if that makes sense. Let's see what happened with the semi-eye. I cannot wait.
So we have some wild results. There's no way the players have fully calculated this and know exactly who is better for. This is some absolutely crazy fighting that they're going to have to do right now. But yeah, it's time to find co-threat. So white finds this peep as a co-threat. It's good to reserve losing co-threats. You want to try to play the first co-threat as the move which is the least bad. Then the next co-threat is the move which is the least bad after that, which is still a threat. So the reason why white's playing this co-threat is that he's hoping if black connects here, this will just be a useful stone in the future gameplay. And so moves like Atari at B obviously could also be a co-threat for the local position, but they would lose a lot more at the end of the ko because you don't really want to cut at B. That's not like something that you want anyway. This peep is like the least losing move that white could find, and black connects, and white recaptures the ko. Black fills the liberty, so that was a ko threat, and he can come back and recapture the ko. And white is going to use ko threats against the bottom side. So this K2, it's maybe a little more losing than Q17, but it's really not very losing. This isn't a very bad ko threat because It's roughly going to be equivalent to the endgame that he was going to do locally anyway. So Black plays connect here. Black is just going to fill liberties as his co-threats, it seems, and White ignores. So, okay, Black was hoping that White would follow along with his plan, and White would fill a liberty, and he could come back, and sort of slowly they would play some co-threats, but slowly Black would want to exchange all of these things until eventually this co becomes a clear a stage co. Yeah, this is a one stage co here that's in White's favor. It's actually already pretty bad for Black, but what White is doing is trying to find something even better. So the concept that White has is that if I just take some extra cash right now, and then Black still has to try to fight a co, which is still sort of in my favor to stop me, then as long as I don't lose the co too bad, then I should gain here and gain over there. And somehow overall, the game can be good for White. So Black realizes that White knew he would have infinite co-threats here, and that's part of the reason why he's allowing Black to run down this co. The move here is designed to deny White all the future co-threats of Atari, and so forth.
Mhm. But
It's pretty
giving
rough to ignore.
White
Like,
so
I mean, this is
many
a good
moves in a
move by
row,
White.
that's painful, right?
Yeah, I mean, White played away, and then Black has not really played a very valuable move. White can
Right.
still try to run down the co, but I have a feeling that he's going to try to play this co more defensively than to go after it. I mean, basically, it's very painful to fill the Liberty at D and get Atari'd for it. So he'd
Right.
rather not, if at all possible. He'd rather Black just try to kill him by himself. Hana here reapplies the pressure of all the co-threats. Oh, and Black actually just took the co. Okay, objectively speaking, like logically speaking, this order of moves can't possibly be correct. However, I don't know why, and they don't know why. They're just guessing. They're just trying. it's, the, it's just the best thing that we could do, right? Like, I mean, the co gets so complicated. How am I supposed to know what's going to happen if I leave this co for one extra step, or if I don't, or if I take this, or if I take that? I don't know. You don't know. Let me just try to get as much value in general as possible. So Black has been choosing to invest value into the co itself. If Black saves his stones and kills these stones, it is a pretty big territory victory.
Okay, but I have a
But
question. If
yeah,
Black wins the co, but White erases this entire upper right corner,
yeah, exactly.
is
The
is
White
that a
White can
wash?
get a lot of benefit while this is happening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, um, I mean, I don't know exactly what quality the trading will be, but it's certainly possible for White to find enough points to win this game after dying here. That could happen.
Okay.
And I mean, it looks like that's something that White might be aiming at. So he attaches here. The attach part of it is a real move. Like, he genuinely wants to be reducing into this corner. It's actually possible to counterattack that Black group as well, because for
Yeah.
that Black group to try to kill the White group over here, it needs to fill all of its own liberties and become short of liberties itself. And there's
Mhm.
still the cuts over here. That's also going to give you a lot of momentum. So, I mean, all of these threats that White has against Black, and how does Eric Yoder respond? By not answering to any of them, obviously, by just doing something.
This is
Just
totally the full
cut.
send game. Just
Just cut. Just cut and hope. Hope that this is the most valuable thing to be doing right now.
right?
And yeah, White resists with the counter Atari in the center, and Black, that allows Black to at least break the top side. So now, this used to be sort of a connected looking shape for White. That is
Mhm.
no longer a connected looking shape for White. That's good. The problem is that with the extra support here, I think White can genuinely just play on the top side by itself. And actually, this Black group might be the weaker one, if anything. We have the direct capture.
Yeah, White appears to be dismantling like whatever Black has on top.
I think that, becoming this thick is also preparation for fighting a long co in
Yeah,
the bottom
that's
right.
fair.
Like, this way, you have no co threats whatsoever. Obviously, it's a
Right.
valuable move to capture, and it allows White to really put more pressure on this group by chasing it up. There's no way that could backfire in White anymore after this.
Oh, I got news from the chat. Black is on last Bioyomi, and White only has 2 Bioyomi periods left. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, there's a bit of sudden death going on for Eric right now. Wow. I do not envy that. Wait, did we make it to the end of our game record again? We are.
Okay, give me a moment. I'm gonna just be putting in the moves live here.
Okay,
as
sounds
they are
good.
in
Let's do it.
Yeah. So immediately after this, Black chose to play the Hana here. Yeah. So the premise that Black has now is, okay, you won so hard the thickness over there for
Yeah.
to get ready for the Ko. I need to get a huge benefit back in that area where there's a whole bunch of scattered stones. We don't know really what's going on. Nobody knows really what's going on.
Sure.
But if this all thickens for Black and I don't lose the Ko too bad, then maybe I'll be fine. And by playing like this, White has really encouraged himself actually to start to run down the Ko. If Black gets all of this and White doesn't make an advantage out of the Ko right away, then the play didn't really make sense for White. So White immediately comes back to capture here, trying to make use of his significant advantage in Ko threats. But now the situation has sort of shifted from where it was before, where we were assuming Black was going to be forcing through the Ko, starting the Ko. Now it's White who's the one who's going to be forcing through the Ko. In the meantime, Black is the one who's going to try to take territory elsewhere and win the game without winning the Ko. I think this is a nice switch of strategy from Eric. After seeing the Panuki be taken by White, after identifying White was really trying to be thick everywhere, then the way to beat thickness is speed. Always. The way that you beat too much speed is by using the fact that they aren't very thick and attacking them. But if your opponent plays too thickly, it should be too slow, and you should be able to get more points, more value, win the game and counting. And that's what he's trying to do. He's collecting all of these points, trying to collect all of these points. Let White kill that. That's going to be really hard. It's going to be really costly. Black can totally win after dying. That's entirely possible. So, White, recognizing that, does not continue to just take liberties. It would be just too barbaric, basically, for him. It looks bad. So instead, he plays the Hane in the corner.
That eliminates Ko threats too, right?
Yeah, it eliminates Ko threats. It eliminates this group from being weak, but it already makes it so that the corner is bigger. After exchanging this 3 for 4, anybody who plays Ko threats over there to save the corner or something like that is changing more value on the spot. So yeah, Black comes back and he immediately starts fighting the Ko again. Then we have White cutting here. So this cut is obviously designed to just be a Ko threat. Like, I'm going to gain so much in local value. Black answers and White comes back to come back here. And Black is going to keep the pressure on White during the Ko, I think. Yes. So he plays this move as a Ko threat, but also it's a Ko threat just for points. Like, I'm really just trying to win the game in counting. I'm going to play the rest of my game normally, but during the Ko. So it's not that normally. Black comes back and White plays the Atari here. I've told this Atari a couple times now, right? Whenever you can Atari and ask Black to connect or capture, you should generally make that Atari. In the game, Black chooses to connect in this case. Of course, the decision of whether you should connect or capture depends on Aji, how well you can handle the Aji. In this case, Black decided, I really don't need the thickness on the top side. I need the thickness exactly here and right here to make sure that those stones are connected. He's just trying to keep these white stones, like he wants them walled off. He wants them surrounded. That's the main goal of Black right now. Honestly, it might have been better to play like this so that you would at least be a bit more resilient to future Ko threats, but we'll have to see.
I was going to say, this looks a lot like a Ko factory now with like the 018 and J18 and surrounding that whole top group potentially.
You're totally right. Yeah. Tang J has just written in the OGS chat that Eric is shaking his legs and his arms are raised above his head. This is the extreme nervousness posture that you can tell from Eric Yoder. I mean, I would, I don't know if I'd only be shaking my legs, maybe my entire body if I was in a situation like this. ProQual's on the line.
Well, he's on sudden death by Ayomi too, so yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
Oh my
he's got to play. every move can be a mistake. You have no idea what's going on in
Yeah.
a position like this, objectively speaking. So we have the Atari, we have white coming back. Black needs to find a co-threat somewhere. He plays this one as his co-threat. That's interesting because it's not like really a co-threat. It's again Black just playing the game to try to take all of this territory. If he gets all the territory, if he gets everything, then maybe he can win despite dying here. That's still the plan that Eric is going for. Oh my goodness, but after white Atari here, I thought we were going to see Black connect and like thicken that. But we actually saw Eric go back and win the ko or capture the ko, allowing white to make another Panuki. I can't agree with this. This looks like it's not. So after this is really desperate. This means that Black needs to run down this group and capture it. Like Black must capture that group to win the game. This does not look good because, I mean, you also give up the potential for white to capture at A in the future, which is really, 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 really big. It's not just the Panuki in the center, but you've also half died with 12 points or whatever. It's another huge chunk of points to lose. Oh my goodness. Black must win the ko. So we have ko and white plays the Hane. There's still a group down there. Still lots of co-threats down there. Black needs to answer. White recaptures the ko. And where are Black's co-threats? Black plays the Hane here. At this point, this is becoming way less valuable. I mean, not only white can save himself by capturing this, but also it's just not that many points as it used to be, as it once were.
And white is undeniably alive in the lower left. Yeah, it's
yes. So white plays to win the ko, to capture the ko. It doesn't win the ko yet, but white plays to try to win the ko. Excuse me. And oh my, Black plays the push here as his co-threat. That's extremely dangerous. And white is going to show why. White shows the Atari here as a response. Oh my goodness. Everybody is going to trade now, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Wait, what is happening? Black actually just connected here. In this case, it's an enormous error, isn't it? Because white can capture here. I assume that's what's going to happen. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And now Black comes back. Now Black died with these stones, which were not originally dead, in his own co-threat. That's a huge problem. I thought for sure when this happened, like the offer
I thought that's
that Black is going to connect like this.
Yeah.
The problem is that white capture here forces Black to capture here, and then white gains so many points capturing your stones and capturing here anyway. It might be even more points than the game anyway. Oh man, this push, really bad co-threat. This is what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Where you asked whether there could be a good timing to exchange A for B. But no matter what timing, when you're short, when you have 0 outside liberties, that's not going to change with what you do on the inside, with what you do on the fighting. You're always going to continue to have 0 outside liberties. And so Eric sort of tricked himself here. And
well, now if he wins the ko, like, does Black have enough points? Because he's over concentrated on the left-hand side, very little points on the bottom. White has points in the lower right, points on top, in the upper left. This feels, I mean, maybe capturing those white stones is enough to keep it close.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really, really difficult. It looks like this is going to be.
I don't think so.
Win for Yoder-Huang as it's going right now.
Score estimator, and we can't rely on score estimator, of course, but it's showing white at plus 35.5, and that's
oh dear.
if the stones aren't, are in this life death state, whereas if they're totally dead, I don't think that makes up a 35-point lead.
No. It certainly doesn't. But the game goes on.
Yeah, as it should. You've got to try, right? This is important.
You've got to play. So jump. We had recapture. They're still gonna fight this ko out, but yeah, Black. I'm sure he must have been very sad when he played this Atari.
Yeah,
and forces his own stones dead. White just plays here as well. He's gonna have to answer to this. There's no way. So it looks like we're caught up with the game, and the game is also kind of over. To be honest, it looks like there's not going to be a way back for Eric in the actual game he played here.
This is looking like a 50-point lead for white right now. Oh man, my fellow Midwesterner Eric,
So how did this happen? The game was relatively close around here, and then Eric decided to try to save himself using the white weakness. This is greed that is substantiated. You're a better player if you use more weaknesses of the opponent.
Sure.
And so this is, Eric Yoder's ambition to be a good player, to play defensively by using his opponent's weakness. I like it. The problem is, does it work? Right? And I think this T8 may have caught him a little bit off guard. The
Yeah.
fact that he has to go and race this, I'm sure it was calculated by him, but it probably wasn't calculated that um, he cannot connect at T5 and that we're going to get exactly this kind of co.
Mhm.
Effectively, he chose to go into this kind of co, which is something of a stage co for white, definitely favored to white, as opposed to some kind of simple connection. He could have just played something
Yeah.
like the bamboo here, and you wouldn't be able to get Sente here, but you would be at least connected. I presume if it goes like this, then black would have been slightly behind in the game anyway. He
Yeah, I'm
was usually behind
seeing
before.
white by 5 at this point if the
Yeah.
game goes like this.
So it makes sense to resist and go for a very strong co like this. And really, I mean, if you have to complain about anything, it's just that we should be winning the co. We should be winning the game in the co, not necessarily winning the co.
Yeah.
So I think that the T16 by black was probably one of the most significant errors. Like this meant that he's going to actively use the co. This is a full investment.
Yeah.
100% of the value of this move is in the co, is in trying to win the co. And when white captured this and started solidifying that upper left area during the co fighting, that's what really made this game very, very
Well, it
thoroughly
it was a full send game
favored.
start to finish, and, definitely sometimes that pans out and sometimes it doesn't. For Eric, it looks like it didn't really pan out. Uh, gosh, I gotta say, I love this review. I think, it was exciting to watch this game. Neck and neck, until just a bit of a collapse with the co-threats in last by Aoyomi. So you
Yeah,
can imagine the mental state, right?
unlucky for Eric. Very, I mean, it's tough to get into this kind of position where you have to win this game to just make it to the semifinals. Um, but Alan played really, really well this
Yeah,
game.
absolutely.
Meeting some crazy AI preparation from Eric in the opening, doing just fine, securing a lead from it. That's hard to do. Um, and yeah, he did a very good job. Like this winning method that he did to just, you know what, I'm gonna ignore the co. I'm gonna handle it better by simply not, you know, not trying to win the game in the co, but try to win the game around the co. This is a mature, it's a professional way to handle it. I really like it. I think it's a good sign
Super
from Ellen.
patient, right?
Yeah, very patient. Well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him, and I'm really excited for the semifinals. I think every single semifinal game is going to be a banger, just like this.
Absolutely, I think so too. Hey, thank you for co-commentating with me. Give shout outs to Telegraph Go. Be sure to follow his channel on Twitch and YouTube. He's got some amazing content, and of course, helping us out with this commentary. It's just been a real blessing. Thank you so much, Telegraph Go. And again, thank you to all the volunteers who help out putting on these broadcasts, putting on these events, for the NAGF for putting on this event, and for selecting our next pro. And if you are in the Seattle area, be sure to reach out to Seattle Go Club and offer to volunteer. Of course, anywhere you are in the world that has a Go Club, your local Go Club will be happy to play games with you, first of all, and accept you as a volunteer to put on other awesome events and tournaments. So, yeah, thanks so much, Telegraph Go. We will see you
Thank
probably in a
you.
couple of days, right? I think you're back on with Chris
Yes,
Garlock.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'll see you guys later for the knockout rounds of the tournament. It's very exciting.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.